Friday nights are hockey nights. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, from the Cavelli Center in downtown Youngstown, Ohio. The United States Hockey League is proud to present regular season game number 56 for your Youngstown Phantoms. Tonight, they take on the Dubuque Fighting Saints. Cooper gains the red line, sends it over to Jardine down the far wall. Back to the line for Wilson, fired hard around the kick plate. Pitching in to keep it in the zone was Simpson. Now Rusinski whips it across over to Jardine. Charge down the right wall, now to Hextall. Up to the point for Wilson and across to Simpson. Cooper left hash marks to Wilson. Top of the left circle, fake the one-timer. Now turn and fire a wrister. That is blocked along the way. Rebound to Hextall. Jardine, and now Wilson again. He scores! Jumpin' Jack Flash with the power play goal puts Youngstown ahead 1-0. Time of the goal, 8:21. Anderson, Logan, right dot with a shot that was blocked. Got his own rebound. He'll carry it near corner. Wedged off by Doobie up to the left point, kept by Orlowski. Jesse danced around a man, danced around another. Orlowski to the cage. He scores! Oh my goodness, what a move by Jesse Orlowski. Dancing the Toledo two-step. Orlowski with his third goal of the season as he took it from the left point, came down the left wall, danced around two, cut around the goaltender, wrapped it around him and scored. What an absolute dangle by Jesse Orlowski, the young man out of Brooklyn, New York, the Harvard commit. To Merrill, to Frank, watched by Hesh. Behind him to Barron. Side of the cage for Merrill, broken up by Houston but not cleared. Kept by Frank. Center point Besnier. To the right circle for Barron. Back to Besnier at the line. 50 seconds left on the advantage. Side of the cage for Merrill. Tried to feed it across, blocked by Houston. Wilson cleared it to the top of the right circle, but kept by Dubuque once more. Frank, one-timer, he scored. Colin Frank, an absolute bomb of a one-timer. Beach, Tobias Trable low to the glove side, and Dubuque is on the board with a power play goal. Time of that goal, 18:22. Pass too far ahead, and Trable will fire it around the net, and Youngstown will bring it back through center. Sasaki into the zone to Zemlichka. Backhanded across, looking for McKinnon. He'll grab it, backhander, saved by Hombolek. Rebound picked up by Sunda. Ahead for Barron. Barron dips his shoulder, left it in front. Sunda put it in. Nils Sunda, the defenseman, joining the rush. On the pretty back pass by Teddy Merrill, and Dubuque has tied the game. Time of the goal, 10:27. Across over to Kriski. Turning, firing, pad save by Trable. Rebound to the right corner. Carried around by Brierly, the defenseman below the goal line on the play. Got it over to a man for a shot. Rebound, save, rebound again. They score. Fighting Saints have jumped in front. Believe that goal belongs to Lincoln Kriski. His fifth of the season. And Dubuque has a 3-2 lead. Time of the goal, 11:58. Tepley picks it up inside his own zone. DD to Hamilton. Out to the red line for Zemlichka. Couldn't take the pass cleanly. And Ekman, fresh on the ice, will send it deep for the Saints. Tepley. Up the far wall to Svitov. And over to Hextall. Hextall, top of the circle, toe drag shot. Score! Redirected in front. Malachi McKinnon showing off the hand-eye coordination, and Youngstown ties the game. Time of the goal, 6:46. Josef Westling. Stripped to the puck by Rusinski, who'll work it behind the goal for Murphy with 15. Carter out to center for Simpson. Off the dasher and just redirected into the zone. Saints with 8. Frank with 5. Peels back toward his old goal line, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to overtime. Your score at the end of 60 minutes. Phantoms 3, Dubuque 3. Shots on goal for the game, 36-16 in favor of Youngstown. Phantoms with 10 shots in the period, Dubuque with 3. We'll be back in 90 seconds for 3-on-3 sudden victory. You're listening to Youngstown Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
Whether you're here for a weekend getaway or a family vacation, Mahoning County welcomes you with open arms. Plan your visit today and create memories that will last a lifetime. Visit exploremahoning.com and start your adventure.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Back for 3-on-3 sudden victory. Youngstown, games that end in 3-on-3. They are 5-3. Dubuque is 1-3. You can roll for initiative. Overtime is underway. Dubuque controls the opening draw. Besnier to Barron. Blazes past Hextall. Into the attacking zone. Stops. Pops. Shot away. Missed the cage. Rebound grabbed by Besnier. Right corner. And banked up to Merrill at the right point. Held the zone. Merrill crisscrosses with Besnier. Walks the blue line. Feeds it over to Barron. Floated out to center. Merrill will retreat into his own end. 35 seconds gone in overtime. Merrill carrying ahead. Tried to float one down low. Pass was blocked out in front for a flank. Shot was blocked by a diving Jack Wilson. Lifted out to center for Hextall. Jack into the attacking zone. Waiting for help. Banks it up to Murphy, who will carry out to center while Youngstown gets some fresh bodies on the ice. Murphy on the attack, lost the puck. Backhanded it to the line for Jardine. Poked it out to center, and Jardine just took an interference penalty. Dubuque will get a 4-on-3 power play here in overtime. Evan Jardine called for interference. Time of the penalty, 1:09. Timeout Dubuque. We'll take it with them. Back in 60 seconds here on West Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
Western Reserve Radio is the home of the Youngstown Phantoms. Be sure to call 330-747-PUCK for ticket information or go to youngstownphantoms.com.
Welcome back to Western Reserve Radio's coverage of the Youngstown Phantoms. Now here's the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Evan Jardine called for interference at 1:09 of overtime. Dubuque burns their timeout. As they will now get a 4-on-3 power play. Wilson, Houston, and Rusinski coming out for Youngstown. For the Saints, Merrill, Barron, Frank, and Besnier. Face off to the left of Trable. Merrill has been dominating in the face-off circle all night long. Here he wins the draw. And it's up to the point for Besnier. Walks the blue line, eyes the cage, feeds it over to Barron. Barron to the right circle, to Besnier. Left circle for Frank. Skate to stick, couldn't pull the trigger on the one-timer. To Besnier, to Frank. To Besnier, between the circles. Over to Barron, across Frank. Pass was under his stick as he tried to pull the trigger on the one-timer again. 30 seconds gone on the power play. Barron between the circles. Besnier. Shot. Missed the cage and out of play. Phantoms will leave this trio out here. And Dubuque will keep the same quartet. Face off to the left of Trable. Face off won by Rusinski, and Houston will fire it down the ice. Homblek sets it up for Besnier. 1:15 left on the power play. Gains the red line. Feeds it over to Merrill, but passes too far ahead of him. It comes to Cal Houston, and he clears it down the ice. Homblek sets it up for Merrill. Halfway gone is the kill for Youngstown. Merrill, red line and blue into the zone down the right side. Merrill around the net. Feeds the left point for Besnier. Steps in between the circles, fake the shot, dropped it behind him to Frank. Frank eyed the cage, drops it off behind him for Barron. 40 seconds left on the kill. Frank, top of the left circle. Retreats through the line, feeds Besnier right circle. Back to the line for Frank. Left circle for Merrill to Barron. From the left dot, a shot off the pad of Trable and stayed in play. Rebound came to the Phantoms. They get the clear. 15 seconds left in the power play. Phantoms get 3 fresh bodies on the ice as Homblek sets it up for Besnier with 10 on the kill. Orpana into the zone to Kritsky, down into the corner. Phantoms tie it up. Jardine out of the box. Phantoms with it right corner, out to center for Jardine. Jardine in, Jards, left circle, shot! Hey! Shoots and scores! Sayonara! Arrivederci! Adios! Auf Wiedersehen and aloha! Oh, mean goodbye! Evan Jardine with the walk-off winner. Time of the goal. 3:17 of overtime. Your final score, Youngstown 4 and Dubuque 3. Back in 60 seconds for the postgame show here on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey.